welcome back. Still seated is the Deputy Minister for Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development. Honorable, running back to your story, listening to you, it's like you never fought for or lobbied or bargained or negotiated for any of the positions you held. You were called at any point.
Well, maybe I have served. Because you see, when I was the NASPA president,
okay,
Samir Oku was the youth organizer, so I served him. He knew who I was, so I don't think it was difficult for him to recommend me to anybody. I had served Anabi, so it wasn't difficult to recommend me to anybody.
So there is an assertion that in this space you find yourself, if you don't have fathers at the top.
This is not fathers matter. I'm saying that. I was the National Service President. It's a youth position.
Okay.
You understand? It's a youth position. You remember when you are the tertiary institutions, when you are admitted for the first year, you go and have freshers orientation, those kind of things. And you know these things are organized by this same youth wing of the parties. And TESCON and what have you. I was a TESCON member.
Okay.
I had paid my dues at that level. I had been a TESCON PRO from KN West.
Okay.
From first year to final year, I had been a TESCON member. So it was not as if it was on a silver platter. I had served, but you see, you have to serve with so much humility and loyalty. These two things.
That's a cue.
Most of the youth don't see this. Loyalty. When you work with people, you should look out for their interest first before you even look out for yours. Because looking out for his interest is going to propel you to also grow. At a point in this country, when Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia decided to run for the presidential candidate of MPP in Ashanti region, I dare say, me, the youngest male parliamentarian in Ghana, in Ashanti region, at that early stage, went on radio, even though as an MP I was not supposed to do that. Declared for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
That was on Oyerepa.
On Oyerepa.
I remember that story. Right. Yes.
Declared for him. I was insulted in Ashanti region. How can an Ashanti MP
I so much remember the story.
Campaigning for a Nordna. No, many crew. But later,
yes,
but later, people accepted Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. I had worked for the wife, so by extension, I was working for him. So I knew that I have no one to campaign for apart from him, if you put his competence aside. When Napu, before he was named, you see all the MPs, they will tell you, even if you cut my head,
you still stand for him.
Whether it works or not,
loyalty,
that is in the hands of God. But I don't see why somebody would give you an opportunity and stand against the person. That is not even godly. And when people could not even say that we should give to Napu, we did that. We did that even though the power didn't lie in my hands to do so or to choose him.
Yes.
But I remember I talked to the vice president about 2 times. That I'll plead with him. This is my opinion. And that opinion, you know the love that I have for him and his wife. I will only recommend someone who will help him. Not only as a vice presidential candidate, but as a vice president who will help you achieve a lot. Because I've worked with Napo for 4 years. I know the kind of person he is.
Definitely.
He's a workaholic. He will bring something to you and to your desk. And so I did so to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, passionately, knowing very well that indeed he is going to help him. Today when he was mentioned, a whole lot of people are coming. But it's okay. The most important thing is that what God told me to do,
you did it.
I have done it for them. Even though that assistance may be very minute, but the small support,
very impactful.
we had to also say thank you to them for giving us that opportunity. So if I'm sitting as deputy local government minister, you cannot take Bawumia out. You just cannot take Napo out.
Most definitely.
They didn't make the appointment anyway. But I was spotted at the time that somebody had already sown the seed. So it was not easy. I prepared myself and worked at it. If I did not work at it, do you think that any of them will support me whatever I'm doing?
I do not think so.
If I don't serve them diligently and I don't serve them with honesty and truthfulness, none of them will support you whatever you want to do. So it is not an easy thing, but I think that the youth and the young ones should be able to learn something from it. What you need to learn from it is that yours may not come so early at the age of 28 or 29
Definitely.
like myself.
Definitely.
Even if it is at the age of 40, you need to do so with candor. You need to do so with humility. You need to do so with loyalty. Don't be looking for your interest and be shaking your loyalty and attempt to serve two masters. It cannot work. Attempt to serve two masters. It cannot work.
So touching on your presidential candidates for your party, running up to the upcoming elections, what does the selection of Dr. Matthew Poku Prempeh bring to your breaking the eight?
Well, I believe that the party have had this history whereby a lot of people thought that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is an alien to the party in that contest, and because of where he comes from, he cannot or he should not be a presidential candidate.
But in fact, that was the earlier discussions.
Yes, but you see, anybody who knows the history of our party will tell you that it is the MPP that has failed to communicate to the Ghanaian people to know that it is rather the MPP that has the nationalistic character. Because before the UP came to place, there was a Northern People's Party. There was an Anlo National Party. There was Ga Adangbe National Party. All these parties came together to form the United Party, including that of Buzia, which was the PP, I think. Which came together to form the United Party. Parties that were formed on ethnic backgrounds came together to form the United Party, which is an offshoot of the New Patriotic Party. So on what basis can anybody convince us that we don't have the national character, whether it is the NDC? It is because we, the MPP, has failed to do that.
Communicate.
When I started reading the history, I realized that no, we've done ourselves a lot of disservice. Because on what basis can John Mahama throw a challenge to the New Patriotic Party and say that we will never choose Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia? It is because we have failed to let people know the history. And he himself may not know the history. Because if he knows the history, he wouldn't have thrown that challenge. It is only the New Patriotic Party that allows a Muslim and a Southerner, if you like, a Northern, Southern kind of ticket every now and then. What has been the history of the NDC? They don't have that track record. If there's any party that should be winning in the Zongos, it should rather be the MPP. We have not communicated well for people to know the history. And that hurts me as a young man reading the history. And so, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia brings a lot to the ticket. He does not only fulfill the Dankwa Dombo Buzia tradition. He does not. He does not only do that. He only, or if you like, he also brings to board and espouses the true character of the New Patriotic Party, where it has metamorphosed from PP, UP to the New Patriotic Party. And that the New Patriotic Party has that nationalistic character that even if you are from the Volta region, if you are from the Central region, if you are from the Western region, when the party decides that you are competent, the party decides that you can lead the party, we will make you a leader. We will not say because you come from here or you don't come from here, you cannot lead this party. Because if you allow that to happen, tomorrow they will do that to your brother. They will do that to me. They will do that to you. People should be allowed to lead a party based on their competence, based on the circumstances of the time, that people are calling and yearning for him. And this was Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's time. The young men were calling for him. The young men were yearning for him. He had given opportunity for a lot of young men. He had given opportunity to a lot of young women. And they felt that
this was his time.
This was his time. We should give him that opportunity. And indeed, he was given an overwhelming endorsement during the presidential elections.
Amazing. Let's touch on your constituency again. For the second time, they've given you the nod to represent them. What do you think makes you stand out? As young as you are?
You see, let's put competence aside.
Okay.
But because you live in a community, people see how you grow. And people want to reward that humble beginning. So today, if you go to Old Tafo Market, the women who have been in the market for long, like Auntie Korea Mo, Mrs. Konamo, will tell you that Vincent was sitting close here with us, selling bread with us when he was young. They will tell you. In fact, they will point the place that I was sitting to sell the bread and the donut. The young boys and the young girls in the constituency will tell you that every year, when the colleagues embark on the station of the cross, you see any Yesu, you won't see so cross or no near the around. I'm sure you've seen that.
Yes.
Right? Most of the times I'll be holding the cross going round the constituency. People saw that. They saw how you were brought up. And they don't have any difficulty or whatsoever to entrust into your care a leadership mantle. But they know that at least the foundation has been solid and strong for you to lead. So that is how come, irrespective of whatever you hear outside Tafo, unless the people of Tafo says, I'm tired of Vincent. Unless they themselves say, you can sit anywhere and do whatever you want to do. Come down there and come and listen. And know. You have to demystify and understand why they vote for me. Because if you don't, and you sit anywhere, you are making a mistake. I'm sure you were one of those who were afraid that I was going to lose the election. I remember. I remember very well.
But Honorable, when you put your ears down the ground, your highest contender gave you a good run. But then again,
I have told you that you can sit anywhere and say whatever you can say. You see, there are a lot of things that comes to play when it comes to elections. And there are some of them I cannot sit on TV and tell you.
Definitely.
But trust me, had it not been those things, no. And those things are not right. It comes with politics. You will not find me there, really. Okay? And I will not accuse anybody of doing anything because I may not be able to give you evidence. But we know that those things happened. Had it not been those things, so you can do anything. They did everything to take the seat. But the foundation was so solid that you just cannot take it. So even when you see that my hands are at my back and not doing anything from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m.
The God is so strong.
When I was helpless, I couldn't do anything. I was just looking up to God. Who knows, I have served him and I sacrificed on the altar for so long. Because at that time when I was doing that, I was not expecting anything from God. And I always tell some of these young boys and young girls, the best time for you to serve your God is when you don't expect anything from him. Today, if you go to church, it's probably you are expecting a promotion, you just want protection at work, or those kind of things. We don't genuinely at this time go to the church of God to go and serve him just because we want to thank him. But at that young age, when we were doing that for God, we did that not expecting that he should give us something. So that is the best time of serving your God. And that can take you a lifetime if you do that very well at your young age. So one thing that I'm not going to deny my kids, ever, is for you to know God.
Wow.
I'm not going to deny them because my father and my parent never denied me that. And I know that it is still the protection around me even as at today. But I don't even remember the last time I prayed. I don't even remember.
Amazing.
Maybe 4 months or 5 months will come. Yes, I don't even remember. But you see, I will still be protected, and I still feel protected because I've sown the seed, and the seed is so solid that you just cannot uproot that tree.
Definitely.
Unless God himself. So if you're a young guy, if you're a young lady watching me, the best time for you to serve your God is don't expect anything from him.
Okay.
If you expect something from him and you serve him, it doesn't really work. Because why doing so change your coupon? Or you should be being to abandon us. Now time when I was share no, did you go to him to thank him, to serve him, to serve him? Otafo constituency, our church, that is Otafo RC, St. Anthony's Parish. There is no Catholic priest that came there that I didn't wash his car. See marks here. I was watching all the fathers, their cars. I've served. All the fathers, they will tell you, man, I'm not washing my car. I said, my school. I'll go to school in the morning. People saw that. I did not need anything from them. But I did that because I felt said no number picture me. So on Saturday, you will come and wash the surplices and the cassocks. You clean the church and prepare for Sunday. Almost every morning, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, I'll serve in mass. In the evening, I'll serve in mass. Sometimes on Sunday, I'll serve 3 or 4 masses because Otafo had an outstation. So you go to the outstation at 6. By 6:45, you are done. You come and start the main mass at Tafo, and you have second mass. That is English mass. So 3 masses in a day, even before I go home to eat.
All right, but the way I want to show you, man, they see it's no better than what happened.
It is in the hands of God. Maybe God knew that he had this thing for me, so he made sure that I prepared myself and paid my dues, sacrifice before this day come. Look at my work. How many times can I even go and pray?
I know. So you mentioned kids. Are you married?
So, no, I'm not married yet.
Any kids?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
But maybe soon.
Soon?
Yeah.
Okay. We are waiting for that day. So we'd like to do your favorite picks, your favorite food.
Well, I do a lot of rides. I can cook by myself.
Person.
Yeah. So I do a lot of rides. I don't eat fufu. My father never liked fufu. In fact, those who know me from Otafo knows that I am a dog to my father. So he never loved fufu. And I don't also love fufu. I remember the last time that we were in my grandmother's house in Cape Coast, Kakomdo, where Wesley Girls is. That's where my father comes from. When we went there, my grandmother gave me fufu. He had stepped out. So he just came to meet my grandmother giving me the fufu.
Okay.
That was the second time. No, the second. So he had already given me one. So the second one that was going, my father came to meet it. I remember I was very young, but the way my father treated my grandmother was so bad and took the food away.
Oh.
That why is she doing that? She knows I don't like that thing. Why is she forcing me to take it?
She is.
So I had never taken it. In fact, up to now, I don't eat fufu. It's not something that I want. My big sister, Ekow Assafuah, tries to let me eat Tuesday. I had also not eaten that, but she has tried it like twice.
You're missing out, I should say.
Yeah, but I still couldn't. I still couldn't take teas.
Any favorite genre of music, and your favorite musician?
Well, now maybe Amrado is a friend, so I like Amrado.
I see.
And Paluta is also on the bill, so I like
the
him
new
as a young
sensation
boy.
on the blog.
As a young man, I have to flow with a young man.
Definitely.
I cannot use deputy minister and MP and go like that. No. I flow with the young boys.
Definitely.
Yeah, so that is the kind of music I like. As of now, we just hope that these young guys can do better music.
Definitely. Right, so this has been the Odyssey with Akosia, and today we sat with Honorable Vincent Ekow Assafuah. Honorable, I want to tell you that you are such an inspiration. You inspire a whole lot of youth. So many people out there look out to you, and your journey has been such an inspiring one. We say kudos. Keep taking up spaces, and we wish you greater heights in the years ahead. Thank you so much also for welcoming us into your home.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Definitely. And to you watching us, thank you so much for the pleasure of your company. This has been The Odyssey with Ekow Assafuah. See you again in our next. Bye.